Well, Merry Christmas, guys, even though it's early, but I rather make an exception. Today, we're doing an interview about this action figure I found last year, Turbo Man, from the movie Jingle All the Way, and it's written right there. Well, it's an awesome toy. I heard they used to sell them a while back, but I thought it was just made for fictions, but never made for real life products. Well, for today, let me explain how I found this thing. It all started last year, maybe on July or June. Actually, no, maybe September. I was minding my business during school, and then later, after I was done with college, Connect, I decided to wander a bit. Then later, I found this toy. I couldn't believe my own eyes. I got overexcited, and then I tried to not look back. Then later the next day it was still there when I came back for a few weeks. And then later I decided to take no chances, so I decided to buy it. But after that I decided to turn it from toy to decoration since it's already Christmas time. And later I decorated this box with this ribbon and these ribbons along with this tag that says to Jamie from Daddy, which is from the movie when the main character Jamie wanted this toy while Howard Langston tried his best but failed due to a few errors. And right there is the tag that says Walmart only, which is where I found it at. And they got the details right. I wish they can render it for online stuff. And it's covering. And right there, you still see Turbo Man flying with these graphic paints artwork they have done so far. And here's the title, Jingle All the Way. I still think they should do a sequel. And there's the posable body, because I was hoping they might include him again, but this time I was expecting a heist more than being late and with a waist. And here are the pictures. They got Turbo Man, Dementor, and Booster. It's hard to see past it, but there's his face. And the demon teams all listed up, waiting to be cut out, so you'll be put in your scrapbook. I wish they should have sold those two, because I'm looking forward to get Dementor, because my only intentions are finding heroes, sidekicks, and villains to make videos. Otherwise, it's worthless. Except, however, I did make videos of him facing Chucky. Like, he also doesn't have a nemesis to be product, unless they're made for rivals. So anyway, let's get this open. After I bought this, I put it on the tree so it looks decorated. Like, I never done a toy decoration before in my life. This would take a while, but I can't pause it because it's not all right. Here we go. And inside there has the city background and these discs that we're not going to try to take out because I'm unable to pause it. Right here, there's a scratch paint. It still looks new, but a little few scratches, but tiny ones. My cousin Christian has one too, except his is more misplaced and unresponsibly taken care of. You got the lens here and his fin, and you got the turbo disc that's strapped on his arm, much like in Lightyear, where it's not even strapped in perfect completely, but the other way around. And you got the jetpack and this turbo ring. It's fun if you use it for a blade. If they ever done a sequel, except that would be decent in horror, which is what I do. It's like, I'm gonna slash you, Chucky, because Turbo Man's back. That's what he would say if that happens. And you put it back in there. It's like your own personal pocket protecting. And here's the jetpack. You know, he's kind of based on Buzz Lightyear and Iron Man altogether, but in some separated way. Like for Iron Man, you got the red and gold armor suit stuff. And as for Buzz Lightyear, you got the popularity toy, but not yet for the origin story, unlike this movie I saw. But you still got the human face and the possibility of getting some words, and the jetpacks, and the single right-armed weaponry. When you see this T word, it would stand for Toyman or Terminator, like how Schwarzenegger does these movies. But the only problem is I'm unable to install batteries because I tried to unscrew it, but I forgot how because I have amnesia and I didn't have time to practice. And because of that, the screw is broken. Until I can figure out what it even means, I have to cut my way in. I still think I wish they should have done a video game based on the movie, but in this case, I rather see Turbo Man as the main protagonist for this video game, where he fights off all the SantaCons along with this reindeer and Dementor. That will be awesome, but unfortunately, this never happened unless Fortnite will do it for it, if it happens. They only sold it last year along with these Funko Pops because they were all used for anniversaries, and there's a signature with Funko. They were selling toy versions of Howard and Myron in their Turbo Man and Dementor outfits, but I wish it would be more cooler if Jamie, Booster, and the Demon Team were also used, along with this police cop and those SantaCons. But it didn't happen because they were only focusing on the main characters. That includes the main hero and the rival. And here's the discs. If Dementor was here, I would say this: "Not today, Dementor. It's turbo time." Popped out. I only restrained it because I don't want to lose this disc, because it's very expensive and irreplaceable. If I had the batteries, these things would be glowing right now. And now for the final demonstration is I put this back and prove it's not made for a plaything, but rather something far more interesting. There. Now, as you can see, I put my toy / decoration right on the tree, very mint and not meant to be open. And here it stands, Turbo Man, the only decoration for Christmas, because that's where this movie was about. Because no one will ever find it, no matter how late you will be or how on earth it would be stolen. But yeah, I still suggest they still do a Jingle All the Way third sequel, because the second one did seem excited because this time there was an explanation why they were all stolen. But I wish this would be on Turbo Man instead of those Harrison Bears. But I still liked it except for the redemption part, but I rather rechange it to some other time. My main plot is in the third movie, but even though Howard and Myron won't come back because I'm rather do some successors instead. But however, Turbo Man and Dementor would return, only with new forms. But in this third sequel, I rather predict the Turbo Man dolls are gone again, but this time they're all stolen. You can say either the SantaCons or something else, like an old rival from the 90s who tries to obtain it. Then later they make these new fashion Turbo Man action figures. I'm thinking black and red ones. And Dementor, probably a new action line. Then later, after that, I accept my idea is more of a Home Alone crossover. The kids protect this toy for an unknown reason. while these bandits try to steal it. Then later after that, they end up in the warehouse where they plan for black market sales for desperate parents, except for the ones who won't get it. That's when Turbo Man returns to have one last duel for Dementor. And then after that, he's defeated, and then he's arrested, and all the toys will be confiscated but returned back to the toy stores before Christmas starts, and then that's how it'll end. But I don't know if they're going to do a third sequel, but it's only a matter of time if they decide. Even though last year I was lucky to be known for the anniversary. Well, you know what they say, you can always count on him.